My name is Tommy Wren, and I'm a young fellow at the Friends Committee on National Legislation. Not sure if any of you have joined on with us yet. I know that this is starting a little bit later than planned, but I was dealing with a few technical difficulties, which I apologize for. I am doing this on the road for FCNL, so I'm actually home in Greensboro, North Carolina, which is where I'm from originally before moving to DC. Recruiting here at a number of different colleges and just young communities. I was just meeting with the youth group at a Quaker meeting here in town, which was really exciting, and looks like they may be attending our spring lobby weekend, which I'm really excited to talk with you about tonight, as well as the kind of just growing program that FCNL has for young people to get involved with our work. And so if you can just wait 1 second, my sister is joining. She just walked to the door, but just wanted her to know that I'm on this Google Hangout. So I literally am at home. So FCNL has a number of different opportunities for young adults to get involved. And one of the biggest ones that's upcoming, that's an annual event, is our Spring Lobby Weekend. This year we're focused on climate change and figuring out how we can address Congress in a way that's going to really get everyone to come to the table, to recognize that climate change exists, so that we can then move forward to take effective action on climate change. It's a 4-day conference in March 14th through 17th. It's a Saturday through a Tuesday. Falls on a lot of college spring breaks, so that may be a good thing or a bad thing. Whichever way it falls for you, we'd love to have you join us. We've got people coming from California to North Carolina to Maine, all over are coming to DC to join together to talk to Congress and ask them for a bipartisan recognition of climate change, a recognition that climate change is human caused, and a recognition and a charge that Congresses will take action, effective action, in the coming years to work on legislation that will address climate change. So we're really excited because we really see a lot of possibility here. I know that may sound opposite of what you've heard in the news, but we really see a lot of possibility in what we can do coming together to have this weekend and to have this massive lobby day of potentially 300 young people meeting with their members of Congress. And so what that weekend looks like is really, it starts with learning how to tell your story and how to really express, where you, as a person of faith or as a person of moral obligation, see that we need to take action on climate change, and learning what really got you to come to DC and maybe what gets you motivated and what makes you passionate about taking action on an issue like this. The next day we'll really focus in on what it means to be a constituent advocate, constituent lobbyist, what lobbying looks like, where Congress is right now on climate change, as well as how you can continue to be an advocate once you get back home, because we know that you can't just come to DC every time you want to lobby on something. So we realize that this is a pretty exciting opportunity that we have once a year, but we want you to be able to continue to do that throughout the year. So we really see this as kind of a jump start for you to keep going on throughout the year to be an advocate in your community. And whether that's working with FCNL or just working as a constituent, we really hope that you can take the skills you learn with us and apply them as you move forward. So that Spring Lobby Weekend is kind of a way to get your feet wet with FCNL and learn about this idea of lobbying in a positive light, as well as just to get engaged with our organization and find out a little bit more about what we're all about. Climate change isn't the only issue we work on. We work on a ton of other issues as well, and have a number of ways that you can get involved working on those issues. So we have a summer internship program. If you're a college student and are looking for something to do in between the semesters, it's a great opportunity. I did that 2 summers ago, and it really shaped where I was headed next, and it was a really exciting opportunity to work with the Middle East policy team at FCNL. That's not what I'm doing now at FCNL, but it was a really great opportunity to really show me kind of another side of things and see how Washington works in a really tangible way. We also have a Young Fellows program, which is what I'm doing right now. It's a year-long paid position on FCNL staff. And through that opportunity, you become a full-time member of FCNL staff, working often on a particular policy issue, but then sometimes also working on kind of the grassroots organizing side of things. And that's what I'm doing, really, focused on young adult outreach. We have someone focused on Quaker outreach, someone focused on marketing. So it's not always that you're particularly on a policy issue. There's a number of other ways that young fellows are involved in the work of FCNL. And then we also have this other really cool opportunity that I have to tell you about, called the Advocacy Corps. And so if you're really interested in Spring Lobby Weekend, sounds like something that is totally right up your alley. The Advocacy Corps is another great way to get involved, both with FCNL and then the work that we're doing on environmental policy and climate change. It's a year-long program that's going to start in August with a 2-week intensive training in DC. So we'll bring you to DC for 2 weeks of training in how to be an organizer in your community. And then you actually get to go back to your campus or your community for a whole 9-month period and get paid by FCNL to work part-time organizing for us. So it's really, really unique. It's going to be in its first year. We've got an amazing staff member, Kaylee, that's working on it, and we're really excited to see where that goes. The application for that is April 1st. The application for the summer internship is March 1st. The application for Young Fellows is this upcoming Monday, February 16th. So that's an important one. If you're a senior getting ready to graduate, that sounds like something you may be interested in. You may want to go ahead and check that all out. And then Spring Lobby Weekend, we don't really have a set deadline to register, but I do want to point out a couple other things about Spring Lobby Weekend. The first being that if you want to make it to Spring Lobby Weekend, we want to help you make that a reality. So we have a lot of scholarship and funding available to help you figure out transportation, housing, the registration. Our registration is $50 and it covers most meals. Housing is $35 a night in a hostel that we've reserved in DC. And then transportation obviously is based on where you're coming to us from. So we have a whole team that's ready to work with you on figuring out the logistics of getting you to Spring Lobby Weekend if that's a hurdle that you see about you or a group that you may be interested in bringing to us, joining us. All of this info is available for you at futureadvocate.org. So if you're also on this chat and you would like to jump on there, it's a really great place to find out more.